this post came up regarding the teacher, and I want us to check it out. You know, the teacher that got in trouble regarding the students unbraiding his hair. And I know y'all like, girl, I'm so tired of this conversation. I understand. I know. I get it. I understand. But I want to get into what this person's saying. You know, I think I let it play for like 10 seconds or so, no more than 20. So I didn't really get into everything that he said. So I was like, I'm just going to play it at the top of the video. Okay. So the post that this person reposted, it says about that teacher and boundaries. Okay. This person says, I hope people genuinely hear, because we know folks don't always hear. On here, they said that this professional is saying it's not just about that teacher and those students, but modeling and normalizing behavior that could lead to harm, either for the students in other situations or due to people watching this, thinking physical touch, intimacy between teacher and student is okay. So I just want to hear what this person has to say about this. Okay, so let's check it out.
We're asking the wrong questions about the teacher who was reportedly fired for having a group of girls take down his braids in class. We're watching this video and we're asking, are his intentions pure and is this too intimate? But those are the wrong questions to ask, because we can only answer them after somebody's been harmed. The questions we need to be asking are, what is being normalized by this interaction, and what feelings might this interaction be causing in a child? As a youth development professional, your intentions are irrelevant when you realize your job is to model behavior that can and should be replicated by other people in your position. So what is being normalized by this interaction is being live streamed, physical touch and proximity. And it's being normalized not only for the young people, but for everybody watching. And that's important. At best, this interaction creates a foundation for something called transference. Transference is when feelings and desires get projected from one person to another based on past relationships and unmet needs. Transference can create feelings for a kid that are inappropriate and unproductive for a teacher-student relationship. So a young person who has unmet needs for affection, attention, and validation might project feelings of admiration onto an adult who just introduced physical touch into their relationship. That, in and of itself, makes a young person more vulnerable to harm when those inappropriate expectations aren't met. If those inappropriate expectations are met, or if they take those same boundaries into relationships with other adults. Inviting physical touch into a teacher-student relationship creates fertile ground for grooming. That's the process a predator uses to build trust and emotional connection with a young person they intend to manipulate, exploit, or harm. They might use attention, affection, guidance, and special treatment to fill an emotional need from a kid's life. Then they'll desensitize that young person to physical touch and sexual topics, starting small and building up. All the while, they're testing their boundaries to see how far they can push before a young person resists or someone speaks up. The entire time, there's plausible deniability. The point is to slowly push the boundaries and make everybody involved question whether or not their suspicions are warranted. The kid, the parents, the people around the kid. So if something doesn't feel right, but you just can't put your finger on why, or it doesn't seem like a big deal, if it seems like a gray area but just not big enough to speak up about, that's the point. Making people question their own instincts means the victim and the audience are groomed or prepared for the next step. So how can you tell the difference between someone who's unknowingly creating the conditions where transference might occur and someone who is grooming a young person and the people around them for abuse? You can't. If you could, kids would be a lot safer. There are people who will say that this sort of interaction is necessary to build culturally responsive relationships in school.
And he goes on to say, it's not. He goes on to say in the rest of that, he wasn't able to finish it, I guess, how it cropped. But as you see in the little caption there, closed caption, it says, he pretty much says it's not. Okay. I really like his response to that in my personal. I thought that was very well put together. You know, I think it was very well thought out. You know, I feel like he gave, I guess you could say like I'm saying educated response, but more from like a teacher response, kind of a professional response. Whereas, you know, when I hop on here, I'm just running my mouth. Okay. I'm just telling you what it is that I think. Okay. So yeah, I feel like he pretty much it said a lot of what I said in a completely different way. And I really like how he went about saying that. And he's right. And it's crazy and cringeworthy in my personal to see a lot of people try to justify that. Like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't. And he was wrong. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, we don't know for sure if he's been fired. I told y'all before the people that did not catch that live, I feel like he could have been put on leave for the remainder of the year, because I'm sure the year is over with next week. So it's 2 weeks. They probably was like, bye. You could go on your vacation early for summer. But it doesn't mean once the hype and things die down that they won't bring him back to the school to continue to work with him, because he could have possibly not had any marks on his teacher record while being at the school, and this was like the only thing that brought a lot of attention. But as time passes on, people do forget. A lot of times I feel like companies do this too, not just schools. Like when somebody's under fire, they'll lay that person off, or they'll put them on leave. Girl, police off. The POs, the people in blue do it all the time. They'll make that person step away from the company for the time being, and when it dies down and it's no longer a conversation, they reel that person back in. I think if they were to bring him back, what they would require of him is to probably alter how he shows himself on TikTok. And as it pertains to their school as well, he probably won't be able to use the school. I keep wanting to say university, but these are children. He probably won't be able to use the school nor the kids for content or monetization, moving forward. He'll have to come up with something else, and I'm sure he'll probably figure that out. So that's really interesting. Okay, so it was reported that he was fired. We shall see. We'll see if they're gonna try and slide him back into the door at the top of the school year, and whether or not that could be the case. So they try to slide him in, and he'd be like, "No, I figured out something else. I'm cool." So yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Okay, so that's what's going on with that. It just popped into my lap when I was like, let me test this audio. And I guess it happened for a reason. And I'm glad that it did, because I wanted to hear what he had to say. So that was really good in my personal. Okay, so let's get into James Wright. Okay, James Wright and Chrisean Rock. Y'all know that James Wright, he kind of blew up from the Patty Pies. I think he was on social media. I'm not sure which app, but he was over there singing down about them Patty Pies, honey. And that kind of grew his I would say grew his figure, if that makes sense, like public figure. Like I feel like that's when he became like a real, like well known, with a lot of people. That's what made him viral, is what I say. So over time, he's connected with different celebrities. He's become really close with Tamar. He works with her in some capacity, and she was doing a tour. She was doing her tour, and she invited Chrisean. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why she invited that young lady. I mean, two different sides of the coin. What Marceau told Tisha, two different sides of the tracks is what it's get. I don't know why you invited Chrisean at all, but Chrisean was expecting to rap or perform of some sort at Tamar's thing. I believe it wasn't necessarily understood by everyone she was supposed to do that. I believe some lashing out may have come out, and she ended up, pretty much assaulting James Wright. Okay, I believe she cracked some of his teeth, and he had some other stuff going on. So I believe that he was trying to sue her, and it's crazy because it took him a minute. He didn't even come out and talk about the situation. Everybody else was talking about it for him, and I feel like he did that. He didn't say anything because of embarrassment, and also I think he wasn't really ready to do a whole lot with the situation. I think they may have called it. I think the police may have been called, or at least 911 somebody. I think he got help. But I don't think he wanted to have all eyes on him, because I'm sure that is embarrassing when you ain't even doing that to somebody and they just haul off and assault you or whatever. So now I think that he is suing her. And he done caught up with this lady at a football game. So I know that's right. I know that's right. You better run up on her and start that lady at that game, honey, because they was trying to start Tyrese at the concert, but Tyrese got the hell out of Dodge, honey. They're saying that Miss Chrisean was handed the legal paperwork by a process server on May 4th. Ooh, child. The process server found the reality star at Cathedral High School in Los Angeles. Chrisean posted on social media she would be at the location for football practice at 6:30 p.m. Girl, y'all gonna get enough of posting y'all locations. We do understand that you guys are public figures and people need to know what's what. Okay, but it's given, child, you either send yourself up to be robbed or send yourself up to be served. Okay, it's what it's looking like. Terrible. So they're saying her announcement caught Wright's process server's eye, who utilized the information and served her at 5 p.m. Not you showed up an hour and 30 minutes early to make sure to make sure, first of all, he got there early. First of all, I can imagine the time that he showed up just to sit in the parking lot to catch her mofo. She probably thought it was a fan walking up to her child. Whole time it was a process server. I feel like them process servers be in dangerous positions because you just never know. Just like them tow truck people, they be coming out there towing them folks' cars when it's getting repoed. I feel like they be in real dangerous situations. You know what I'm saying? Real dangerous. Matter of fact, I did see a video where this lady was getting her car towed. Her car towed, and she started shooting. She started pop, pop at the man. Girl, that's a mess. I hate that. Some part of me is like, girl, pay your bill. And then you won't have to worry about that. But then I feel bad for saying that because I don't know that lady financial situation. Some probably came up. You know what I'm saying? Some probably was going wrong. And she probably lost her job or something like that. But she still need her car so she could get around. You know what I'm saying? So, child. But I'm like, do you want to go to jail though? Okay, because they gonna start putting laws in place if they ain't already for y'all interfering in them tow people positions, okay, in their job and them doing what they need to do. And then at the same time, if you over there pop, 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 pop goes the weasel, then they gonna lock the weasel up. Okay? And so you gotta be careful about those things, ma'am. That's gonna get you in trouble. Okay. Yeah, they said she's accused of assault and battery in the lawsuit. All right, he sued her February 2024, which I'm so glad because I feel like this happened in November of last year, right? It took him some time. It took him almost a quarter just for him to come to the front and turn around and actually do something about it. So I'm glad that he did. I was like, please do something. Don't let her think that's okay because I feel like Chrisean likes to walk around a lot like her stuff don't stink and can't nobody do nothing to her. And I feel like she's in that moment where she's learning that you are touchable. Not untouchable, girl, but you are touchable, ma'am. Okay? And I'm so glad it took Blueface to get locked up for you to start seeing that. Because the Lord knows I can't stand him. It's just a mess. They're saying during the short conversation, Rock commented to Wright how nice he was and how different he was from everyone else at the event who had been mean to her. Rock was crying and visibly upset because she stated everyone was lying about her not being where she was supposed to be for her part of the performance. Wright believes and based thereon alleges that Rock was misinformed about her role that evening as she was only supposed to participate in the ending of the concert performance called twerk portion. So you brought that girl out just to twerk for you? Whole time she thinking she supposed to rap. I wouldn't be surprised if her people told her she's supposed to rap because they knew that getting her to just come for twerking, she probably wasn't gonna do it. But then again, we talk about Chrisean. She probably would have came either way it go. Wright believes that Rock thought she was supposed to perform and have a larger performance than what was really given. She became upset when that did not happen and stated that if he again said anything to her, because she got upset with him, they said and stated that if he again said she was not where she was supposed to be, she was going to hit him. Okay, he says, I promise you were not on the side of the stage, is what he said. So he said one more thing, and she turned around and she bing bopped him in the face multiple times. Okay. Multiple times, and she had rings on. Then she got on social media like the next day or later that night and showed off her rings and stuff. I feel like her rings may have had blood on them. So yeah, girl, I don't know how much he's suing her for, but I hope it's a pretty coin. I hope it's a pretty coin, and I hope that he gets his money. It's going to be easy for her to not pay him in my personal because I feel like she may do a lot of bookings, and with that she might request cash. So I don't know, she might request some cash or she might request that it goes into somebody else's account. Okay, but I definitely hope that he gets what's owed to him because I don't think that was right, you know. But good luck. All right.